The original, no monthly fee, MMO is back with Guild Wars Reforged. This is a classic game from 2005 that many fondly remember, rivaling World of Warcraft back in the day. I recently spent some time revisiting the game thanks to the Reforged update, which adds support for modern resolutions, controller support, interface scaling, the popular hardcore mode, and repackages the original game and first two expansions together for $20 US. Some distinct qualities of Guild Wars are its unique 8 skill button setup, which emphasizes planning character builds before you leave town. The characters themselves are unique combinations of 2 classes, for example, a warrior and a monk, or a ranger and a necromancer. The world is made up of instanced maps that players move through, with various party hubs throughout the world that they can team up in. Another major feature of this game was its lack of a monthly fee, in a time when that was the norm in the industry. Its unique online structure probably helped it to keep the server costs lower. I played this game a lot back when I was around 16, and I remember completing the painstaking task of finishing the 25 mission-long Prophecies campaign. There were many challenges along the way. Elite skills necessary for many builds had to be captured from enemies in the wild. It took time to find players to make groups, and there were no checkpoints during missions, so party wipes would send you all the way back to town. For my replay, I started with the original, aka Prophecies campaign. I remade my classic warrior elementalist character, and I chopped and blasted my way through the iconic pre-searing tutorial area. This is a sectioned off part of the map that is a paradigm of classic fantasy experience. Lush rolling green hills, spooky catacombs, and a frozen mountain area in the distance. This time, I felt a lot more partial to fire magic because of its raw damage potential. Shortly after, I made a new character, which was the Elementalist Ranger, specializing in fire magic and using a pet to passively supplement his overall DPS. I enjoyed this character a lot, but one thing that stood out to me was the somewhat sluggish pet controls. Natively, there is no hotkey for pet attack, but he does attack when you hit with your automatic attack. For a spellcaster who sometimes spams Firebolt, that's not ideal. Being that I'm mainly an MMO player, I looked into add-ons for the game, and I was pleasantly surprised by the ease and functionality of the Guild Wars Toolbox add-on. This adds DPS meters, skill alerts, numeric indicators on skill cooldowns, enemy list, and even an enemy description so you know exactly what you're up against. This also added my coveted pet attack macro, which I assigned to the spacebar, so even if I'm casting a spell, I can quickly just tap space to get my lazy ass pet back in the action. That's right, playful stalker. I'm looking at you, buddy. I want you in there all day. Never stop attacking. Once you move out of the tutorial area, you are introduced to the game's mission system, where you move through the main story of the game in a linear way by meeting up at mission hubs, teaming up with other players, and then going out to complete a main objective and a bonus objective. The main objective brings you to the next mission or hub, and the bonus gives you an additional skill point that can be used to capture elite skills from enemies later on. My impression of the Prophecies campaign is that it's pretty fun. I really enjoyed the game more when I could see the damage meters, because it gave me a sense of competency while playing the game. The music and scenery holds up quite well, especially if you have a fondness for that early 3D aesthetic. The Reforged Edition's enhanced resolution support, I think, really shines here. Some of the textures are actually terrible, but they weren't that common. Steve Bloom, aka the voice of Spike from Cowboy Bebop, does a lot of the voice acting in this game, and it's greatly appreciated. The original story feels heavy-handed with its plot twists, such as Rurik's dad instantly banishing him from the land for fighting back against the invaders.
Rise, my son. You have done well. The discovery of Stormcaller is surely a sign of victory.
It is a powerful weapon, but I fear not powerful enough. The Char have amassed an army of many thousands.
You overestimate these beasts, Rurik. Do not be afraid.
I am not afraid, Father. I have seen them in battle.
I will never allow Ascalons to live in the shadow of the Crichtons. It is Rin that will be rebuilt. And you will learn your place. I banish you from Ascalon! You are no longer my prince, and you are no longer my son!
A lot of the mission objectives and mission bonuses involved a lot of running. Overall, this whole campaign involves a ton of running. A mount or some kind of sprinting system would be greatly appreciated to speed up the many sequences that entail running between fights. After adventuring to Lion's Arch, which was one of the main player hubs for the original campaign, I wanted to see what else the game had to offer in its other expansions that I never played before. So I started with the first expansion, Factions. This one offers a new campaign in the Asian-inspired continent of Cantha, as well as new classes like the Assassin, which executes deadly combos with their double daggers, and the Ritualist, which is a spiritual summoner able to support or attack. I have a preference for melee characters and big damage, so I tried the Assassin. The Assassin uses a 3-part combo system, with its skills being designated as either lead attacks, offhand attacks, or finishers, with its skills like dagger mastery and critical strikes both contributing to a crit chance when using daggers that stack up nicely. My impression of this campaign was very positive, with the scenery and enemies looking really cool. The difficulty also ramps up very quickly, with the second mission featuring large fields of poison on the map and mutant enemies that explode on death. After only a couple of missions, I was off of the starter island and going up against level 20 enemies. Personally, I kind of enjoyed the challenge and didn't mind the occasional wipes I incurred, but I could see how this could be frustrating for someone new to the series. After spending a decent amount of time in Factions and reaching level 15, I decided to give Nightfall a whirl. The new classes with the expansion are the Scythe-wielding Dervish and the Dovahkiin Shouty Man Paragon. Obviously, I'm super cool and edgy, so I rolled a Dervish. And I think this was the funnest melee class I've ever played in Guild Wars. It uses a system somewhat similar to the WoW Classic Paladin, where you apply a buff or enchantment onto yourself and then you strip that buff off with another spell to unleash a powerful AoE attack. This leads to some awesome gameplay moments of slicing everything around you down with a sequence of devastating AoEs that flood the screen with damage numbers and my brain with dopamine. Nightfall also takes place in a sort of fantasy African-inspired continent, with deserts, dangerous tropical forests, and Egyptian-looking ruins. There are numerous side quests in the area, and you're probably going to end up doing them, and thoroughly exploring the area, because you need to hit certain XP thresholds in order to advance the main story. Lucky for us, they added a new bounty system here, where you can click on NPC healers near any of the resurrection shrines to receive a bounty that effectively acts as a buff that rewards double XP and reputation for killing monsters of a certain type. You can even have multiple bounties running at the same time, and there's no cost for picking them up, so you basically want to always grab them whenever they're available. It took me way too long to figure this out, so I ended up doing every side quest in the area before figuring out that I could be getting paid double just to mow down the creatures that I was already mowing down with my chunky dervish area attacks. The other cool feature in this expansion they introduced is the hero system. Finally, you can get rid of those boring old henchmen and replace them with customizable heroes who basically act like traditional party members. You can change their skills, talents, and gear, and you can even take them into lower level areas and they don't get nerfed like traditional henchmen. I heard many people say that the Nightfall campaign is the best place for new players to start, and I think I agree. The pacing is very smooth compared to the other campaigns. It incentivizes doing the side quests and exploring the regions. The Dervish class is also pretty easy to play and a powerful class that is satisfying to play. The bounty system, permanent hero party members, and abundance of side quests really help to build immersion and breathe life into the game as you explore the starting area and build up your character's power. Thanks for watching my Guild Wars Reforged video. It's a classic game with many strengths, but without the ability to jump. I'm JC, the MMO legend, and I look forward to bringing you more MMO and ARPG perspectives. Please like and subscribe, it helps my fledgling channel to grow. If you'd like to chat with me, I'm always available on my Discord server below. Until next time, keep defending the realm.